Hey guys, stay tuned to learn about exactly how to get the CARES Act unemployment, which is called the PUC, or as known as PUA, which is Pandemic Unemployment Assistance. Also, you get the extra, which is the federal Pandemic Unemployment Compensation, which is an extra $600 basically being posted to your account along with what you potentially made. Now, in the state of Georgia, they do actually have it when you apply for unemployment as a gig worker. If you're a rideshare driver, such as myself and many of others, you can apply for the unemployment. They're going to deny you it right away, okay? Because obviously, doing economy work, they don't add that money on the account like a regular employer, because you are your own employer, you're self-employed, you're an independent contractor. So what you do is you apply like everybody else. You put the reasons in best of your knowledge. Okay, every state's different. Like in our state, I said COVID-19, cut down the hours, similar as if I had a job. I put the information with Lyft. You could find that information if you Google Lyft address and things like that. You could actually find how to do it. If it's Uber, same thing. Look up corporate office, put that information in, and whichever number is also provided in that reference that you could find. So that way, at least there's something filled out in that form. Once you fill that in, you'll get a determination in the mail. Sometimes there might be some if you were employed last year, like me, for example. I was employed about the year before I started rideshare, which was in 2018. So the pay by date, or BYB, which is benefits year base, BYB, that's what they call it in Georgia. So basically what that means is you're actually doing like a certain date of what you're allowed to get paid. So for me, it took about, I'll give or take, about a couple weeks. And when that finally came through, I got a notification by email. Oh, sorry, just a little tired tonight. By email. And with the email that I did, is I set forth in that information with the email, and I stated, okay, well, this is exactly what I have to put in. Let me fill my info. You tell them what you made the year before that. And the reason they ask you this, guys, okay, so ladies and gents who's watching, the reason I wanted to make sure I mention this is so you understand why they ask. The reason they're asking of what you made the year before is because this is your determination of what you're going to get for the PUC part of the pay. So for example, I'm making $149 a week plus 600. The FPUC, which is federal, I think it's federal pandemic unemployment compensation, that's the extra 600. But the PUA or PUC, pandemic unemployment compensation, pandemic unemployment, what was it? Pandemic unemployment assistance. That's what it is in Georgia, PUA. So my PUA payments without, well, not including the 600, that is 149. So 149, that means I'm getting that plus with the other. Now, here's the thing to remember and keep in mind, guys. This is only information based out of Georgia, okay? So don't use this information with the wrong, or assume that every state runs the same. I would definitely recommend you going to your Department of Labor, the DOL website of your state, or call them. It's going to be a long wait, by the way. Just a disclaimer on that. It's going to be a long wait. But make sure you ask them, hey, how many hours, or if you're a gig economy worker, how much can you make per week? In Georgia, to my understanding, whether it's hourly or whether it's wage-based, like me being a Lyft driver, I have to make less than $300 to even get the PUA, okay, which is the Pandemic Unemployment Assistance, which is the $149 a week. So, like, for example, last week, I made $170, right? 160, 170, kind of in that ballpark. What I do is I put the information based on that stuff. I do a little driving afterwards, and let's say I make an extra couple more dollars. It is what it is, because I'm basically rounding it to the nearest number. So, for example, I put 170. It became 172 by the end of the night because someone tipped me. That's something you can't control. But I always hit that beacon by what I'm seeing. So like, let's say Saturday I'm making about 260. To give myself a cushion, I'll put 280. Does that make sense? So that way I know it's going to calculate correct and there's not going to be any backlash from it, because it's just like unemployment. If you make too much and you don't tell them honestly what you make, they can still find out one way or another if they really want to, especially with your 1099G that comes in. The 1099G 10, that's 1099G. That is a tax form, and with that tax form, what you're doing is you're getting the compensation. Now me, I told them to deduct my taxes. I will not get a 1099G because I told them to deduct my taxes. I do not mind them deducting $90 or $87 out, because that's less for me to worry about with my taxation I have to do, especially with Lyft. Now in my case, also keep in mind, if you're a Lyft driver that does express drive, you do not have to worry about, even in your taxes, and that's probably a whole nother topic that I can cover another time. You don't have to worry about counting your income as the deductions automatic. Does that make sense? So for example, if you're dealing with, like, let's say you're dealing with, I'm just trying to think of the right word for it, and I know, see, I want to kind of do real videos, like if I'm messing up, you'll hear it. I want people to get it. It's almost like you being right in front of me and talking to me one-on-one and having a very good personal human-to-human contact. But back to what I was saying. What was I saying? I was saying something about the, so if you're going to put that information in, like with taxes, like we were saying before, with taxes, backtracking here, taxes, make sure to understand with the rental program, if you're doing a rental program, you don't have to consider the money earned that gets locked in the beginning. So like, for example, I'm paying $243 a week for my rental, right? Let's just put that number out there, $243.09. That's $243.09. If I'm taking that out into consideration, here's the thing to keep in mind, folks. Here's the big thing. That is not an income. That is automatically deducted right off the top. Doing Lyft driving and renting through them, the express drive, that is not an income. So if I make $243 that week and that's all I make, that is not considered an earned income, because there's nothing being deposited into my bank account. So remember, guys, that is fact. That is the truth. It's the same thing also with your tax form. If you look at your tax form, if you're an express driver through Lyft, if you want, put in the comments below and let me know if you do express drive and if you've noticed this yourself. It said I made $38,000 if I calculate my numbers correctly, but on my 1099 it only said $21,000, and that's because of the rental car. They deduct it automatically. It's almost like that money never existed. So anyway, guys, if you find this information very helpful and useful, please don't forget to hit that thumbs up button. Hit that subscribe button if you wanted to get my notifications on any other useful content and helpful tips of rideshare and all that fun stuff. Hit that bell notification so you get all my videos when they come out. Thank you once again. Much love to y'all, and thank you. And guys, if you even just want to say hello in the comment field, I love reading my comments. Definitely do that. And I will see you guys on the flip side.